Yeah, what's up everyone? This is my upper body workout that you can follow along to get you swole. So let's get into it. So I start off the workout with some AD press, okay? Back supported shoulder press. The back support takes out a lot of the stabilization and balance of an overhead press. It allows you to move more weight and you can hit higher threshold motor units. Basically, you can hit your muscles a lot harder. So it is a superior version if your goal is strict muscle building, okay? But regardless, just do some form of overhead pressing if you want to hit the shoulders. You can kick off your workout with a horizontal press if you want to focus more on chest. A heavy compound press will do the job. So I got 3 sets. Well, I aim to get 3 sets of 8 on this. So I'm staying in like the 6 to 10 rep range. I find that's the perfect sweet spot for overhead pressing. First 2 sets, I got the 8 reps, and on the last set, as you'll soon see, I got 7 reps, and then I got the 8th rep after a rest pause set. So usually I train first thing in the morning fasted, so all I have in my system is water and coffee. So when it comes to grinding out those last reps, or really the last rep, I just don't really have the energy for it, okay? So I like to stay about 1 rep shy away from failure. So you can see on this last set, I managed to get 7 reps. Looking back on the video, I could have grinded out and got that 8th rep if I really wanted to, but I just didn't really have the energy this morning. So I got 7 reps, re-racked the weight, rested like 5 or 6 seconds, whatever it is, and then got the 8th rep with a rest pause set. So that's a good hack if you want to get some extra volume and hit failure multiple times throughout a single set. Do rest pause sets. Now, despite this being a shoulder exercise, I've found that I get very sore in the upper chest after I do this exercise. A lot of the internet gurus will say the perfect angle for upper chest is like a 30 or 40 degree angle, so a very low incline. But my body tells me that when I do a super high incline like this, it hits the upper chest hard. So that just goes to show you, don't take what these gurus say for face value. Always take it with a pinch of salt and experiment to find out what works for you. Alright, next exercise, neutral grip pull-ups. So I made a video explaining about my goal to get to a 60 kilo pull-up. So here I'm doing 36.25 kilos. I got that for a set of 5 reps. And then after this set, I done 3 more sets of back off sets. So I lowered the weight and bumped up the reps to get some volume in. This one was brutally hard as well. I wasn't feeling it this morning, so that one was quite a grind on that last rep. And then next set, I got 11.25 kilo and I'm banging it out for a set of 10 reps. I kind of underestimated the weight on this one. I could have gone a little bit heavier, but oh well, doesn't really matter. Next time I'll bump up the weight a bit more and go a little bit closer to failure. So I got 2 sets of 10 reps with this weight. So I'm starting to get a bit warmed up at this point. Took my hood down, banged out that last set of 10 reps. The last like 3 or 2 reps on this was quite a grinder. I was quite tired after this. I just done heavy shoulder pressing and I done a very heavy set of pull-ups. So by this point I'm kind of fatigued, so I needed a little break. I didn't take one, but I could have done with a little break, but I just carried on, soldiered through it, got the job done. And then the last set, I done a close neutral grip pull-up in a L-sit position with my knees tucked. I'm not strong enough to do a full L-sit yet, but I'll work up to that in the future, just for some body weight reps, okay? By this time, I'm pretty fatigued, so I just banged it out, kind of an AMRAP style set, so as many reps as I could get, just with body weight. The closer grip increases the stretch on the lats by increasing the range of motion, and combined with the L-sit, that further increases the stretch on the lats. So this variation, you're getting a big stretch on your lats. Then I moved on to weighted dips, okay? So I done 3 sets between 10 to like 4 reps, I think I got on the last set. Trying to stay within 10 to 6 reps, but by this time I'm pretty tired, so I just done what I could, okay? I've been doing weighted dips for the last, I'd say 2 or 3 months. I haven't been able to do them for the last like 1.5 to 2 years because I've had a nagging chest injury. So now I can do them. I'm really banging them out as much as I can. I'm really trying to progressively overload with the weight on the belt. So on the second set of this one, I've done another rest pause set. I kind of lost my grip on my left hand. My hand felt like it was slipping, so that kind of threw me off of my groove. I didn't really want to grind through it too much, so I just rested for a couple of seconds and then went back into it, got that last rep, okay? And you know you've hit the muscle enough when your reps start decreasing quite a lot, like they did for me on these 3 sets. So when your reps start dropping to like 50 or 60%, as they did from your first set, that's when you know you stimulated the muscle enough and it's time to move on. There's no point carrying on because you're just going to really overdo it, and your chances for injury increase quite a lot if you do. So when you get to about half the reps you can do from your first set, just switch up the exercise, move on to something else, or hit another muscle completely. So you notice a lot of the exercises in my routine are calisthenics movements. I have a very big bias to calisthenics movements. I think they're so beneficial for a number of reasons. They get you big, they get you strong, they carry over well to real world stuff and sport. I believe everyone's routine should revolve like 50% around calisthenics exercises to weight exercises. They really are just that beneficial to do. Then I moved on to some pendlay rows. I'm not too sure about this movement. I do it every once in a while when I want to change things up, but because I'm doing a lot of deadlifts, I'm doing RDLs and back squats into my routine, my spinal erectors, they are getting a lot of work along with the lower back, so I don't necessarily need to do a lot of bent over rows. If I wasn't doing all of those other lifts, I would prioritize a bent over row version, either a pendlay row or a standard bent over row, to really train my spinal erectors, my lower back, really get me strong in that bent over position. But to be honest, because I'm doing all those other exercises, I don't really want to interfere with the strength on them. So I'm probably going to stick to a chest supported variation for the row. But I just felt like throwing these in today just to mix things up. So I got 2 sets of 10 with a semi snatch grip. So a bit wider than shoulder width, throwing it in kind of high to like my lower chest, around the nipple line. And then the next exercise, chest supported dumbbell rows. So I don't know if you can see, but when I'm rowing this, I'm not pulling it straight up to my torso. I'm kind of coming out, kind of like a mix between a rear delt fly and a row. So I think this exercise is called a barrel row. I'm not 100% on that, but the trajectory of the pull isn't straight up and down. I'm kind of coming out. So I'm feeling this a lot in the rear delts especially, and a lot in the upper back musculature. Now on chest supported rows, you really want to emphasize the stretch. That's the benefit that they give you. That chest pad there, that really allows you to stretch out the upper back. You really want to feel those shoulders almost ripping off of the joint. You don't want to actually rip them off the joint because that's going to fuck you up, but you want to feel like that is happening, okay? Get a nice deep stretch. So change of the angle here, you can see I'm really emphasizing the stretch out of the bottom. And you can see as I'm rowing it, it's kind of a mix between a rear delt fly and a straight chest supported row. So I'm kind of coming out in a circular motion, okay? So I've got 2 sets of 15 to 10 reps, somewhere in that range. I want to go a bit higher in the reps. I want to get a really good pump in the upper back and rear delts, and on each rep I want to get a lot of practice of overly stretching that upper back. Really reap out the benefits from a chest supported row. Then I moved on to some lateral raises. So this part of the workout, you can do whatever isolations you want. If you want to do arms or abs or neck or calves, any small muscle, you can throw them in here. I do arms on a completely separate day, so I'm saving my energy for that day. So I just threw in some lateral raises, get some extra volume on them shoulders. So a good tip I got for your lateral raises from John Meadows, rest in peace, is when you approach failure, just pump out as many mini reps as you can. So when you can't get full range of motion, pump out half reps. When you can no longer get the half reps, pump out quarter reps, and keep going, keep working those shoulders. That's really gonna overload them. And if you do that, the burn is gonna be insane. And then the next couple of days, you're gonna feel extremely sore in those shoulders. Lateral raises, they don't really tax your body or your nervous system, so you're not gonna beat up your recovery doing this. So you really wanna push these exercises to failure. And the same goes for any other isolation movement you do. Isolations, they don't really beat your body up and they don't really affect your nervous system too much. So I strongly believe that you should go beyond the point of failure a lot of times when you're doing isolations. A lot of times there are stubborn muscles that isolations hit, so you really want to push the intensity and go as hard as you possibly can with them and really reap out all the benefits isolations offer. And that is my full upper body workout. Give it a go yourself, see if you like it, and make those gains. If you're interested in online coaching, head to my website, Thomas Trains. And with all that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace.